The amazing abilities you have. I have written this short ebook, the main goal and desire being to share with you the realizations and perceptions I have discovered after experimenting and testing them in my own life and career. After 20 years of working and traveling around the world, cooperating with thousands of different nationalities, backgrounds, and in various business ventures, I came to realize that focusing only on control, techniques, and strategies on how to build a dream come true was never enough, and most of the time extremely exhausting. I kept asking deeper and deeper questions. How is it that some businesses succeed and others fail using the same techniques? Why did some take off with such flow and ease, and others could hardly get off the ground? I also had the opportunity to witness and see firsthand businesses that barely had the appropriate startup or even a good quality environment and still managed to become a super success. I then decided to venture out by myself and started a few businesses of my own. Again, some of them took off effortlessly and others failed miserably. I now appreciate the contrast that I was exposed to and that assisted me in answering all of my unsettling questions. In this book, you will discover what are the main factors that are responsible for your personal success, whether you're wanting to start your own business or whether you're working in a larger environment with a group of people. The concept is always the same. My heart's desire and life mission is to share this information with as many people as possible, so everyone can follow their own path and their own joy, to allow themselves to believe that every dream you can dream can indeed manifest in this world effortlessly. I would like to begin by asking a few questions and allow you to come with me on this journey of self-realization and awakening to your true nature, so you can genuinely understand and comprehend to the fullest what your dreams and desires are really telling you, because your desires are a direct reflection of the you want to experience. Why do you think you have this ability to dream? Why do you think you have this ability to imagine? This was one of the questions I asked myself. Why do I have the ability to imagine myself in circumstances and events that have not occurred yet? We have this ability, and I call it an ability because being aware of it and using it deliberately, you will come to enjoy the benefits of this amazing gift that we are all born with. When we are children, our ability to imagine is understandable and accepted. Our society deems it normal for children to imagine and to dream, but once an adult, we are automatically dropped into a mindset and a collective agreement whereby, once grown up, we must stop daydreaming, wasting time, and become responsible and serious about making a living and knowing who you are and sticking to that version of yourself. Therefore, all our time at work is occupied by action and control. A lot of energy is dispersed. This leaves most individuals exhausted, drained, and stressed out by the end of the day. Who has any time or energy to dedicate to their dreams, joy, and passion? Well, it's time to start asking the right questions and to embrace what we always had and still have, and to use it as it was designed to be used, to create our own personal reality, or even better said, your personality. Allow me to expand. We are destined to expand and only expand. The universe is forever expanding and never contracting. We are destined to flow in one direction only, expansion. It is absolutely normal and natural to become more than before. This is why you see, in such short periods of time, science and technology gifting humanity with more opportunities, comfort, ease, and resources than ever before. The human being is designed to desire, to want more, because our natural instinct is to follow expansion and to experience ourselves in as many versions of self as desired. So, we come into this world, the world of duality, where everything and its opposite exists. We experience, we observe, we choose, we select, we prefer, and ultimately we decide what we want and why we want it. So what we want is also in the mix with what we don't want. But there is no need to worry about that, because who we really are, the inner being that is always aware, conscious, and focused only on expansion, communicates to us through our feelings of desire. Our desires are informing us of what we have decided we prefer, to experience in the midst of the contrast we have previously experienced, thanks to the contrast that we have already exposed ourselves to. You see, circumstances and events that we have experienced are proof that they have already manifested because you have physically bumped into them. Your desires instead are non-manifested events that are wanting to be experienced by you. Quote, beliefs are your observations through physical senses of what is. Desires are your observations through your non-physical senses of what is becoming. Abraham Hicks. So these desires are actually your roadmap to becoming a new version of you, with an expanded version of your new-founded personal reality, your new personality. There is a different vibe to this version of you because more energy, a higher vibration is being asked of you. You are being asked to merge to a different feeling. You are asking to feel something that you haven't experienced before. And because of the contrast you encountered, now you know more specifically what you want to feel. Therefore, a desire is born. A simple example to this is, you may have experienced a situation where you felt uncomfortable and insecure. A natural desire is born where you are expressing a desire to feel more secure and confident. I came to a realization that many of us interpret desire in different ways. Some people define a desire with a feeling of lack. Therefore, they fall backwards and define themselves as victims of circumstances and events. So instead of realizing that they have a desire to feel more confident, they deem themselves victims and maintain their previous personality of feeling insecure and live with this feeling throughout their lives, labeling themselves as, this is who I am. Desires cannot be seen through the eyes of lack. Why? Because quite frankly, in an ever-expanding universe, lack cannot exist. Lack is a concept that is available to us. It is available for us to experience in this world of duality, but it does not exist. Just like light and darkness, light does exist, but darkness does not. It is the result of the resistance of light. Therefore, our physical platform, called our reality, offers this grand illusion of duality in order to experience contrast, which serves us greatly to determine our preferences and ultimately expand to a preferred version of ourselves. So, if you are one of those people that sees desires through the eyes of lack, stop doing that. The lack paradigm only sets you up for failure. Look at your desires and see what they are actually communicating to you. Listen carefully. Feel for it. Follow your desire and realize what it is asking you to feel. Go to that desired scenario, that desired feeling. Your desires communicate through the language of feelings and emotions. It is a vibrational interpretation of the different energy from where you are to where you want to be. The gap in between is the direct reflection of the feeling you are feeling in the moment you think of your desire. Your desire is automatic. You will have a desire flow to you as a result of you simply living your daily life. The feelings you have when you think about your desire is evidence of what you believe in its possibility or impossibility of manifesting. This is where you come in. You will notice that if you feel any kind of contraction in your body when focusing on your desire, this means you're looking at it through the eyes of lack. If you are focusing on your desires and you feel acceleration, joy, passion, you are in alignment with your desire. Being in alignment with your desires fuels your body with energy and it manifests as passion. You feel passion, you feel energized, and your ability to believe and see in your mind's eye, your dream as a possibility feels effortless, feels very possible and extremely exciting to you. Instead, contraction only means one thing. Your beliefs are limiting and stopping you. They will only allow you to believe in that version of you. You are holding yourself back. You are the one interpreting the flow. You are the one interrupting the flow. The natural flow to your next destination, to your next creation of you. You are now experiencing a lack of belief. You are stopping you from becoming you. You desire to become. So why do we do that? Why do we not allow ourselves to believe? A belief is only a thought that has been thought so many times. You now believe it. So if a belief can be thought into being, why not think thoughts that are in alignment with your dreams and desires? Because we take our cue from our circumstances. I would like to quote a dear friend that has inspired me to share this self-discovery with all of you, who has dedicated his whole life to empowering thousands of people around the world. I had the privilege to speak to him, and this is one of his quotes I resonate deeply with. If you want to change your present or your future, you need to stop taking your cue from your circumstances, because all you're doing when you do that is taking your cue from your past state of being. Create something new. Do not ask for permission from the circumstances ever to feel how you want to feel. Never ask for permission from anything. Do not ask for any reason. Do not ask for any valid reason from your circumstance, from people around you, from how much money you have, from where you live, from if you have a house or not. Stop taking your circumstances to mean something. Do not put it on a pedestal. Stop asking permission to feel and act and believe different. Bentinho Massaro. I couldn't have said it better, realizing that just because it hasn't been created yet, it doesn't mean that your dreams and desires cannot be created into being. Because if this was the case, nothing new could ever be created, and this we know for sure is not true. Look around you. Moving towards the new feelings your desires are asking you to feel is what you came here for. Flowing towards expansion is what puts the fun in this life experience. There are more than 7 billion people on this planet, but I have realized that we can group them into 2 groups. Those that are in alignment with their desires, and those that simply choose not to believe in their own desires and dreams. It's really that simple. Which group do you fit in? Which group would you like to fit in? Having a dream, a desire, a goal, and not believing in it is suffering. It's self-inflicted suffering. Some religions and philosophers have actually stated that all forms of suffering come from having desires. Instead, suffering has nothing to do with desiring. Suffering stems from not believing in your own desire. Lack is the root of all suffering. Lack and the lack of belief. Your ability to believe in anything makes you unique, makes you the creator of yourself. You are the painter of your canvas. You are the designer of your reality. You are the CEO of your empire. You are the most important person in your world. The world you look at is your perception of it. The people around you are only you having a perception of them. Your beliefs of what you can and cannot do are all you thinking them. You are the perceiver of the world you believe yourself to be in. The sooner you become aware of this, the sooner you will clearly believe how is it that your desires and dreams appear into this material and physical world. I invite you to become bigger than that. Become bigger than your limiting beliefs. Become bigger than your environment, circumstances, and events. Start to realize who you really are and who you want to become. Listen to your desires, follow your dreams, and unlock the maximum potential that is always inside of you. The part of you that only you have access to, right here and right now. In our society, we have asked everyone to make a living and become responsible. Everyone is striving and struggling to find a perfect job, to create a company or to invent something or to sell something. I would like to say, follow your dreams. Follow that burning passion. Believe in what you are desiring. Follow the trail. Listen to the calling and go in that direction that your desires and dreams are asking you to go. And you will realize that you will never have to look for a job, struggle to make a living, or worry about supporting yourself in this world. Because when you allow yourself to become who you really want to be, everything falls into place, and abundance is the only thing you will experience, because you will have realized that lack cannot exist, and everything that does exist and will continue to expand is always a better version of you, again and again and again. Life is always supporting you, whether you believe it or not, whether you know this or not. It is always supporting you. What do you want and why do you want it? When you realize what you want and why you want it, it helps you to put into perspective what your desire really is. I have noticed that a lot of people desire certain things in order to avoid feeling the way they do. The most common example I've noticed is people desire a lot of money so they can avoid feeling the lack of it. They want something to fill up the empty feeling they continue to vibrate. Feeling lackful and desiring abundance is a contradiction, and it cannot come to be. The desire of abundance is informing you to feel abundant now. Desiring a certain outcome, a new thing, different circumstances and events to appear in your life in order to feel better is not a true desire. This you must be clear on. Asking things to be different so you can feel different is asking something outside of you to fulfill your lackful perception of it. So it leads me to ask the question, what do you think desire is, and how do you define it? What definition do you have of the word desire? Desire is a feeling that when you think about your desires and your dreams, you light up. You actually feel lighter. You feel energy through your body. You can't wait to find 5 minutes where you can sit and just think about your desire. You milk every moment of it. You enjoy thinking about it. This is the emotion that should show you, yes, I have a burning desire. I now understand I am on my way to experiencing a different version of myself, my personal reality, becoming a new personality. The real feeling of desire comes with feelings and emotions that inspire you to the next logical step, that allows passion to flow through your body, that attracts you to the right people, circumstances, and events. These are the principal indications that you have a true desire, a dream that you cannot ignore, synchronicity at its best. You start to experience on a regular basis the next logical step, and opportunities present themselves to you instead of you chasing and forcing them into being. There is a different vibration within you. Feeling a lackful emotion and saying you have a desire to feel its opposite is not a true desire, because it comes from a feeling of lack, from a feeling of contraction, from a low vibration within you. This is a feeling of fear, a fear of losing, a fear of not having enough, a fear of lack of some sort in your life. We must not get confused. Living with these emotions, you will not be able to have a clear view of your real dreams and desires. It is impossible to see clearly at this low vibration. When we confuse these feelings with having a desire, we end up wanting to protect ourselves from something that doesn't even need protecting. You feel fear and you desire a different outcome in your life in order to protect yourself from your own feeling of fear. I have noticed this behavior in many working environments, employees that feel unworthy and go to work wanting their peers to validate them in some way so they can feel worthy just for a moment. Then they become dependent on other people, wanting to see validation on a regular basis. If they would just understand that the feeling of unworthiness that they are feeling is asking them to stop and realize that the thoughts they are thinking about themselves in the moment are not true. You cannot not be worthy of your desires. If you were, you could not desire it. It's as simple as that. What do negative emotions indicate, and why do they feel like contraction? This is another question that I asked myself when I was feeling negative emotion. I just could not liberate myself from it, because wherever I went, I kept feeling it. It came with me. You cannot run from negative emotions. You cannot hide or separate yourself from them, because they are within you. Your emotions are indicators, simple indicators. Your emotions are indicating what you are believing about yourself. Once you know what they are showing you, you will feel powerful and confident that you can turn any situation around instantaneously. So, negative emotion is an indication that what you are thinking and believing in this moment is not true. You are not in alignment. Positive emotion is an indication that what you are thinking and believing in the moment is true. You are in alignment with your expanded version of you. Learning to understand the universal language your body and mind speak, it is definitely easier to comprehend what is consciously happening in the moment. You feel empowered and in control of your destiny. Ultimately, you no longer require anything from anyone else. You don't need people, circumstances, and events to be any different from what they are being in the moment, because now you know how to accomplish the feeling you desire within yourself. Everything you want it for the feeling you believe the thing will give you. Why do I predominantly focus on the business aspect? I would like to redefine the work environment that we live in. I have found that with most of the people I speak to, the major discomfort they feel is connected directly or indirectly with the job they have or with the job they don't have. I found that we have created a certain dependency around the idea of making a living and being responsible, with most of our focus being on surviving instead of thriving in this world. I would like to turn this around, helping people see that creating a business or creating their ideal working environment depends on each individual. I feel strongly inspired to help people realize that they can take the sting out of feeling pressured to keep a job they don't like just for sake of making a living. I would like to invite everyone to follow their joy, their happiness, their bliss, instead of following the money. helping them realize that by following their bliss, following their dreams and desires, money and abundance will flow to them. I strongly believe that each person has the ability to create the life they want. I believe that we do create our reality, and I believe that it is easy. I believe that we're not here to struggle. I believe we are here to create. We are here to create ourselves into a more expansive version of ourselves, and on a consistent basis. Are you ready to feel the feelings your desire are asking you to feel? I would like to convey to you a different perspective, to have a different relationship with your desires, so you can perceive the infinite possibilities when allowing yourself to honor and embrace your dreams that naturally come to you. I would like you to see what I see. Infinite possibilities. Your desires and your dreams hold all the information you need. Raffaella Russignaga. I hope you enjoyed this audiobook. For further information, visit our website www.kusalaconsulting.com. Be good to yourselves.